Hey there, Internet Keith here, and this is Heidi. And as our boys at BMW Invasion would say, every build has a story. This is our story. So before we get into it, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It really helps out with the reach. Let's get right into it. So you may know me as Keith. My real name's Michael. I'm 41 years old, have 3 kids and a wonderful wife. And I've always loved cars. But the problem is I got married young in life and had 3 children younger in life, which is great because now as they're getting older, I can really enjoy, and once they get out the house, I can really enjoy my retirement at a younger age. It's gonna be great. But through that time I had to sacrifice. I pretty much driven economy cars. I had an old Land Rover that I used to beat up off-road. That didn't work out too well. I guess my expensive habit just kept on going on to another company. Once we got more comfortable financially, we had a plan to go out 5 years. I got a Ford Focus economy car. Once my son turned 16, it would have been exactly 5 years from when I bought the car. I would hand him down that car and then I could go on the search for my own car. Now I searched for a while. And for some reason in the beginning, I got into this Maserati kick. The main reason I went with the Maserati is just from a pre-owned standpoint, the depreciation had already hit hard, had a great certified pre-owned warranty at 2 years, unlimited mileage. They were offering 1% financing for 60 months. I just kind of couldn't pass it up. It was more than 70, 80, almost close to 80% off of its original sticker. And it was a decent car until I learned that things on the inside were a lot like my wife's minivan. She has a Chrysler Pacifica, and I just seemed to find out that beyond that Alcantara, the nice carpet, the nice leather on the seats and everything, it was all the internals of a Chrysler or a Dodge Dart or whatever. I mean, the Ferrari power plant was great. The car hooked up with all-wheel drive, get butterflies in your stomach, is all great. About 2 months after the purchase, a lady was wanting to cut through a parking lot, couldn't see blind. I was coming around the corner and she came right out in front of me. I veered to the right to miss her car. Instead of T-boning the side, I clipped her front end. She spun around in the middle of the road, put me towards a parking lot. I hit a car that was pulling out of a parking lot, so it's a 3-car accident. So there's a whole bunch of insurance stuff going on there. I won't go much into that, but in the end, we got enough to pay the loan of the car off that we had, and we had a little bit left over for a budget on the next car. So I thought to myself, let's go a little bit cheaper. Let's have that budget build, and then we'll go ahead and we'll start modding it right from the start. So now I'm doing a modified build. I'm becoming more of a car enthusiast. And since then, I mean, it's opened my world up to a whole new group of people. The car community is just amazing people. With the Maserati, it was never going to be a build. I don't think I ever would have gone to car shows. It was more of I've put in 20 years of working and it's paying off, and you know, hey, I'm doing good. So the search was on for moddable performance sedans in a decent price range. Some of them I was looking at new, some of them, if they had 0% financing, because I definitely would be financing, I can't afford to pay cash, or used certified pre-owned cars. And I was looking at everything from Audi S4s, the Dodge Charger Scat Packs. I was looking at Kia Stingers, Genesis G70s, the whole gambit. Really nice cars, because I prefer sedans. They have a body style that I like a lot more. I have a big family. I need the 4 doors anyway. But coupes, they tend to raise up in the back, and they have really bad blind sides and visibility in the back corners, most of them. And personally, like I said, I just like sedans. Really, once I saw the F30 in the M Sport package, that was it. I was looking at other cars still, but the search was on for the perfect spec F30. And I love the body lines of this car. There's no bad angle of this car, and that's the main reason I had it. And at the time, I'm not going to do social media. I had no idea if I was going to be taking pictures of it and stuff. It just was my taste and the way it was looking. So I went to Gwinnett Place BMW, and actually at the time I was actually looking at a 650i BMW that had a great deal, and but I looked at it, it's just too big. And while we were there, I saw this Alpine white red interior F30 with the M Sport package, and just fell in love with it. It had the painted spoiler, the windows were tinted just right, had all the gloss blackout, and it's just, that was it. So I got the test drive, got in the car. The car just felt perfect. And I don't know if many of you know about that. The car is kind of picking you, you're picking the car. But man, it just felt right. I knew the minute I sat in that seat that I was going to be in my car. So let's go into the specs of Heidi. I have the original sticker right here. We're going to put that up on the screen. So obviously Heidi's German. Comes from Munich, Germany. The car came into the port at Brunswick, Georgia. South Motors BMW of Miami, Florida. It is obviously an M Sport. We have that package, the driver assistant package, the premium package, the technology package, the M Sport brakes, which is the best option that you can do for $650. Painted Brimbos, front and rear, bigger rotors. The Harman Kardon surround sound upgrade is amazing as well. The black duck kidney grills, the painted rear spoiler wears a nice touch at $58,350. So pretty close to fully loaded. You still could have gotten heated and ventilated seats with the climate package, and there was probably one other package, but this is exactly what I wanted. So a little more information on that. The minute the car got to the port and made it to Miami, it got tuned from Dynon. Something I did not know at the time. There's actually a sticker underneath the hood. I called up Dynon, asked him, gave him the number underneath the hood, and found out that it had a Stage 2 Plus Dynontronics put in it from day one. So this car has been used and abused from day one. I did not know this. The CPO, I guess they didn't see it. I didn't see it until later. I saw the sticker, and that adds to more things later when we had issues with the car. So now we got about a $5,000 budget. So that's a good bit that you can do from a modification standpoint. The biggest thing I wanted a Plasti-Dip color change. I wanted carbon fiber exterior pieces. I wanted just a few things for the engine, cold air intake, tune, and an exhaust. That was the build list from the very beginning. The CTS turbo intake, we used the MHD for the tune, and I bought an eBay exhaust. So that exhaust is a story in itself. We got the exhaust in, tried to install it myself. We were actually able to get it on, but it didn't fit right. So we took it to a shop and tried to get it to fit better, did a little bit of custom work. Come to find out, though, I never saw it on the lift being worked on. Once it got pulled down, the sound just wasn't right. It sounded kind of weird. Come to find out that they had cut out some curves, and they didn't have any way to bend the piping. They didn't even tell me that it couldn't even bend exhaust piping. And they just messed it all up. It got all shoehorned together, and the sound was absolute garbage. So then we took the car to 124 Muffler and Exhaust. Shop over in Braselton, Georgia. The guy's amazing. Show up, rat rods and all kinds of cool welding work, and I was like, yeah, this is the guy that I want to build that exhaust. So we kept the mid pipe from that eBay exhaust, just a full 3-inch stainless steel mid pipe. Then we welded onto the back of that another 3-inch pipe out to a Y pipe, 2.5 out on each side to some really big 3.5-inch tips. And the sound from that nice rounded exhaust just came out perfect, because a lot of people do resonator delete, they do a muffler delete, but in the end, the stock BMW piping is still oval. But the combination of the full straight pipe with no muffler and everything, and that rounded tube just makes a different sound. I just love it. So I hit up RW Carbon. I said, hey, I got all of this. I have the front lip, I want the side skirts, I want the spoiler, I want the mirror caps. What can you do for me? So we worked out a deal and got a package deal for all of that. So we had the intake installed, the stage 1 tune, the exhaust was installed, the side skirts and everything was on. The only thing left was the Plasti-Dip. So I hit up a place called Pillier Paint in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and wound up being owned by Sonny. And Sonny actually runs Gwinnett Meat, and he's actually a prominent M collector in the Atlanta area and sells a lot of BMW M cars. So perfect match. We picked a blue interference pearl with a white base, and the car just flipped from this nice whitish gold to blue, and it was just an amazing thing. You'll see some pictures here. So the car's first phase is complete. I decided, hey, let's just make an Instagram page. We're just gonna post some photos and see what happens. No idea what was going to happen, and we met a lot of cool people along the way on Instagram, a lot of DM friends. I can't name them all, and I'm not going to, that way I don't feel anybody feel left out. but awesome community, great people. And I had no idea that people would like my taste in the build as much, because my thing is simple, clean, unique. That was my thing. And the color change is what really helps make it unique, and the fact that it's just not overdone. So fast forward a few months later, we're on a side road doing some launches, and I guess the grip wasn't right. We did a little wheel hop and snapped that axle. Wasn't pretty. Snapped the axle so bad that it broke the diff. So we took the car to BMW. They denied the warranty because of all the modifications. Gwinnett Place isn't a great place for that. But an area tech came in, and they were originally going to do it, and then he flagged the car, and they just wouldn't go with it. And so I had to go to Eurofed. That's how I met them and learned about their shop. We put an in-performance diff in there instead, an LSD, to hopefully handle that power more, and if, you know, we won't break any more diffs at least. So after we had the axle and diff fixed, we had some more wheel spin. Around corners, in and out of corners, we had all kinds of problems with just grip in general. So we decided to go ahead and get Bilstein coilovers. And at some point we were going to lower the car anyway, so it didn't matter. So we have custom Bilstein B14 suspension, the perfect setup, I believe, currently. And we thought that would solve the issue, but it didn't. So not too long after getting that suspension, we were on the way home from the dump meet. The dump meet is a prominent Atlanta weekly meet. Not anymore. Hooning kind of destroyed that, as it's destroying meets across the country. But on the way home, we decided to do a dig. I mean, hey, we got the suspension, the diff is fixed, the axle. What could happen? Not even a full dig, a slow rollout, snap the other axle. Side of the road, half a mile from the house. Come on, what kind of luck is this? So we'll go to the video right now. Just craziness, everything from using a Nissan Versa to pull the car to the front of the neighborhood, coasted to the house, use a lawnmower to pull it into the garage, the next day getting it onto the flatbed, just a whole thing. The whole video is on IGTV, on the Heidi the 335, her Instagram. So now the car's back at Eurofed. Get another axle. F30s don't have, there's no upgraded option outside of getting a custom one from Dry Shaft Shop or somebody like that. So here we are again, another expensive repair. All from broken axles. That's all. The only problem we've ever had with the car, really, other than an O2 sensor that got burnt out from the Berber tune. Well, why not just go ahead and do a bunch of stuff? I mean, let's make even more power, even though the fact that we can't even put it to the ground. So we went ahead and got a VRSF intercooler. We got the charge pipe, and that was a preventive for the charge pipe. And we got the catless down pipes, and then I was able to go ahead and do the stage 2+ tune. Amazing different. The car just is crazy, but like I said, I could never put the power down on a dig, so I really don't know what it's like, what she can do. I can do like 60 to 130s and roll races and all that kind of stuff, but I'm too afraid to do it. I personally believe the original axles, knowing that the original owner had a Dynan 2+ Dynantronics tune put in it from day one, that car was used and abused for 30,000 miles before I got to it. Launched probably hundreds of times, who knows. But that's the history of cars. You just don't know. You could have service records, but you don't know if the previous owner dogged a car. You don't know if what they've been doing. I haven't gotten into the logs too much to know how many launches it's done, or if BMW even codes that into there so you can see that, if there's a counter for that. I know a lot of them have a launch counter. So phase 2 is complete. Shortly after phase 2 is when we started the YouTube channel back. This is actually a gaming channel. Before, I used to do gaming commentary, and we transformed the channel into what it is today, doing the product reviews and everything. We go for probably 5 or 6 months. Everything is going well, going to meets, everybody's loving the car. The car is just doing great. The Instagram is rolling and doing really well. We're picking up a few sponsors here and there. And then on Black Friday, somebody in a 4x4 truck decided to drive over the whole front end of my car. Ripped the bumper down, did a good bit of damage underneath here on the True M Sports in the United States. There's a radiator on both sides. That's why there's no fog lights in the United States, because they felt it would distract from the airflow. That's why you have like 2013 to 2015 M Sports in the United States don't have fog lights, the true ones. So luckily the guy was honest. He stayed, called the police. They paged me in the Home Depot. I walk out. The police hand me the case for the insurance, and the other guy hands me his insurance information. Like, I just walked out and I got these. 5 minutes later, the guy's insurance company is calling me about the build and everything, but I don't know what's going on. So I take the car to Street Approved Customs in Brazelton, Georgia, to get the damage checked out, and it's extensive. And the custom wrap that was on it before, the Plasti Dip, was unmatchable. It was a custom job, and it faded a little bit, so there's no way that we could get it to match. So his insurance actually wound up paying for this wrap on the car, which is a 3M satin psychedelic installed by Opulent Auto Styling out of Lilburn, Georgia. And he did an amazing job on this car. So as he tore it apart, Street Approved Customs actually found out that this bumper had been resprayed. The crash bar on the inside, on the front, was damaged. It wasn't damaged on the side. So we found out the car at some point got resprayed before it was turned into off a lease. And that's just something you're never going to know about a car. I mean, the Carfax was clean. That's not something that you can see, and that's not something you're going to know until you own the car for a while. So I don't know what happened, but like I said, we had to replace a lot of parts, and I actually got help to be replaced through that claim. So Heidi goes under the knife at Street Approved Customs as we fight with the insurance company for a month for all this stuff. It's through the holidays, people weren't there, and we just couldn't get anything done. So we came in, we peeled the dip off, went back to gloss white. We did a bunch of pictures with the gloss white for a month or two. Had a backlog of other pictures built. The Instagram was just blowing up when we did the gloss white. We did some stuff in the snow, some pics in the snow, and it just blew up. And the Instagram followers were I got up to 5K about that point. And at some points I was getting 500 followers a week. And they were really pushing those snow pics. I guess the contrast of the white car on the white snow just came out perfect with the carbon fiber and everything. Once the car's finished, we had to wait 30 days for the paint to completely cure before we put the wrap on. So we're sitting here looking around the cars. I'm looking at everything from liquid copper to other things, and satin psychedelic was one of the options. Was really afraid to do the satin psychedelic because it's a risky thing. I've seen it on other cars with curves, and it didn't reflect the way I wanted to, but the body lines of the F30 really pull it off on the hood, on the sides. They break it up enough to where there's not too much of an area that is flipping. There's always an angle and always a shadow. And I just love this stealth look, and people tend to tell me they love this stealth look more, but it helps give you a variety when it's sunny outside. You get a little bit different look every day, which is kind of nice. So on top of that wrap is a G-Technic ceramic coating installed by Street Approved Customs. And it just really accentuated the current satin wrap that was already on there. Gave it a little more sheen, a slight little bit of gloss, but not enough to be reflective, which is why I choose satin. It shows body lines better, the shadows and the angles on the car. Plus, when you're taking photos, there is no reflection on the car outside of your windows. About a month or so later, we get the XHP Stage 3 Plus transmission tune. And I didn't really like even a Sport Plus mode, the shifting was a little off compared to, say, the Maserati that I had. The shifting was definitely a little bit quicker. But when we put that Stage 3 on there, that is one of the best upgrades that you can do. That car shifts so fast. I'm in manual mode all the time. So fast forward, things are going well. We head down to BMW Invasion in Melbourne, Florida. That's where I'm at BBS. And we got these amazing BBS wheels, CIRs, that just added a whole new thing to Heidi. So really, since the BBS wheels, we really did nothing to the car other than we hit a turtle. And we've changed the lip style. This new lip from Rush Customs. And this actually might lean to a change on the spoiler at some point to kind of match this. The mid-kick spoiler I think might match pretty well. We're going to wrap the front bumper, wrap the rear bumper for show season next season, but she's pretty much done. Even though the build is basically done, the story never ends. And with cars, that's just the thing. We're still going to be doing car shows, meeting with all the great people that we've seen before, going to Cafe and Octane, traveling around, and believe me, there's going to be more stories to tell in the future, I'm sure. I hope it's not damage, but if it is, I hope it's just small amount of damage and I get a free wrap out of it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Heidi, and that's our boys over at BMW here, and this is Heidi, and that's our boys at BMW. Oh man, he's over at BMW, which said, oh my God, this is so bad, so bad. Hey there, internet. As if train horns and winds wasn't enough, we have wind today, but now we have airplanes. Nice. And yes, from the last video, they do get picked up in this microphone. Dodge Chargers. Let's wait for this ambulance to finish. And we got planes, we got ambulances, wind, trains. How long does it take a siren to go off? And there's a motorcycle over here. He's just ripping the roads up all around here. He's been doing this for 30 minutes now. There he is again. You hear him? He is rocking it. Are you kidding me? I can't make this up. I really can't.